Yep. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy here, the Hood Motivator, Dr. McIntyre here, back with another edition of our Motivators Table. But right now, this edition is called the Combat Edition. Yes, it's always the last episode on my season, and we made it to the end of season 4. And I want to thank Los Angeles Tribune Podcasting for signing me and allowing me to activate my gift. Thank you to the Riverside platform for allowing me to be on this platform and just give my talents. Thank you to all my sponsors, Pro Immune. Thank you to Focus. Thank you to everybody who believed in me. Thank you to all the new motivators and all the old motivators. But today we got a hell of a guest. One of my best friends, an actor, one of my friends in combat, brother, family, Mr. Ranger Nico Correa. What's up, brother? How you doing?
My brother from another mother. What's going on, brother? Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Here we go. Here we go, back with Combat Edition. That was Riverside's commercial. What's up, Ranger Nico, man? How you doing, man? Tell me who you are. Let's tell the motivators who you are, and let's tell them where you're from.
Yeah, brother. Thanks for having me again. It's good to see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm very happy for all your success. More to come.
Yeah, more to come, definitely.
About me, well, where do I begin? Long story. Long
Let's do
story
it.
short.
Let's talk it. Come on, let's do it.
Well, I'll start by how I met you. It's
Yeah,
amazing. You and I, we met in El Paso, Texas.
yeah, El Paso. Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we're both going through that the Wounded Warrior Transition Battalion, the WTU.
Exactly. Yeah, we was getting our butt kicked mentally.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, man. A lot of good healing in that. I'm grateful for that. But most important is that I met a true friend, a true brother, and that's you, my man. And we're still doing it. We're still pushing forward.
Yes, sir. We still pushing forward, still locked in. We just in our 40s now, man. So, God is
Yeah,
good.
man. Oh man, the 40s are
Yeah,
here.
for real, man. I'm 45 this year, July. Yeah.
Yeah, we're July babies, man.
It's
That's we
July,
hit it
baby.
off. We hit
Yeah.
it off so good. We just connected. We clicked. Cancers, right?
Right, exactly. And I tell people all the time, you can't fake the frequency. That's what Cal said. You can't fake it. So, like, from day one, we've been locked in.
Yeah, brother. 100%, man. Just genuine, bro. Genuine.
Oh, always, genuine.
Authenticity.
Man, it's hard to
Well,
find now. It's hard.
100%, 100, brother. And well, from LA, I'm an Angelino,
Yes.
born and raised, brother, and then the West Side.
West side, west side.
Yeah, very, very proud to be from Los Angeles. And
Mhm.
but I was my younger youth. I was all over the globe. Born in Los Angeles, raised by my grandparents in South America, in Colombia. My parents are from Colombia. And then spent some time there, and then came back to America and ended up in Florida, in Miami-Dade County. In '92, it took Mother Nature to bring me back to Los Angeles. My pops gained custody of me at 11 years old, young boy. I think it was the best timing. I think it was meant to be, and he was he was a little angel, and he was best father a boy can have, and best friend today, and a lot of love from both my parents. Grew up around a lot of love. Um, as you mentioned earlier, I am a combat veteran, proud patriot. Uh, 3 combat tours, Iraq, Afghanistan, the whole deal. Remember that? um,
Do I? We're gonna talk about it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, wait, anything specific? Should I go into that the military
No, no,
or
not yet. We gonna hit on how was Nico as a child? How was his characteristics, his
good
pedigree?
question.
Yeah.
Great question, brother.
Yeah.
I had a phenomenal childhood. I can't deny that I had a great upbringing. Mom and dad were both in the picture. They were divorced already. Um, my dad remained in the West Side in L.A. My mom went in Miami, and my sister and I, we used to just fly back and forth every summer break to L.A. spend time with dad. So dad was the type of man who would never say no. He will always say yes to everything. He didn't know how to say no. I mean, you want to go to Disney, you want to go to Universal, Knott's Berry Farm, Magic Mountain, all the fun.
That's
Always
all the
he
fun. All the fun.
yeah. And those I had great memories, and I was like I remember I would just beg my dad to stay in LA, but you know how it is when folks separate and either it's joint custody or full custody. Unfortunately, at the time, my mom had custody of me, but it took Hurricane Andrew in 1992 for that summer we were actually in Los Angeles, my sister and I, and hurricane went by and destroyed our house in Miami. My school was gone. My dog was gone. My mom lost her job. Mom, the man she was with at the time left her. So my mom really had nothing to no foundation. So she asked my father to take the kids. She said, "Carlos, would you please take the kids for a while and enroll them in school, all that." And my dad was delighted. It was probably the best news he's ever gotten. And that trajectory, I mean, eh, eh, here I am still today in Los Angeles.
I love that. I love that. So you talked about how your mom and your dad, they still figured a way out still. And in the 80s and the 90s, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And, it's always like, I haven't heard only a few stories that parents were still together back then, but it was broken homes, and it was parents trying to raise kids separately, or what I'm saying, like the Boys in the Hood situation or the Menace to Society. Look at how they were as kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we were. We were split. My mother died in 94. So my dad was a man raising his 2 babies, and trying to work and provide for him, his family, and all of his sisters and all his family members and stuff like that. So I get it. But look at how we turned out though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, brother. Yeah,
Yeah, your
brother.
dad
No,
did a hell of a job.
I'll bless that man. Yes, he
Yeah.
did the best he could and loved me the best way he knew how to love, and my mother as well.
Right. I love that. And I know your dad too, so shout out to your dad. We give him a quick shout out right here on the podcast, Spotify and Apple. If y'all listening, motivators, you know what I'm saying? Look at what the dads are doing. Look at the pedigree that is bouncing back. You know what I'm saying? We had some strong fathers in our life, and look at how it turned out. So
Yeah, brother. Yeah,
yeah, man.
absolutely.
So let's get into how you were in high school. What kind of kid you was in high school?
Oh man, high school was a trip, brother. I'm not gonna lie. I had one priority, and that was the girls.
That was the
the,
girl.
the girls, brother. I didn't play any sports in high school. I think I tried out for the basketball team, but it was either too short or not quick enough
Mm.
compared to the giants at my high school.
Yeah.
But hey, I ended up playing at the recreation center across the street.
Yeah. Hey, hey, that's no holds bar out there.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, I started sixth grade out here in LA, and then elementary, middle school, high school. I went to Pacific Palisades High School
Oh,
up
Pacific
in
Palisades. Yes,
yeah, went to
yes.
Pacific Palace. Yeah, yeah, it's all burned down now. Well, we could get into that. That's another topic.
Mm,
But
man, that is
yeah, went to Palisades. I kind of followed my sister's footsteps. She was the popular cheerleader, very very popular in school, and I was the little bro, in her shadows at the time. So I became popular because of her.
right.
Uh, but I was man, I wasn't very studious actually. I had ADHD. Come to find out, 100% ADHD. But I wasn't diagnosed at the time. I didn't know what that was. But I
Right.
look back like, oh yeah, I had it. I had it.
Mhm.
I was just my mind was elsewhere, not on the books. But um, I, uh, I succeeded. I passed. I was just an average student. I did what I had to do to pass classes and then to graduate. Um, but a big chunk of my high school was actually just focused on partying, all the all ages parties that they were having. We call them here. We call them the flyer parties,
Yeah,
backyard boogies.
yeah.
Just where the ladies were at. That's what we were.
What you graduated? 99?
Graduated 1999.
Me
Yeah, yeah.
too. Yeah, 99. Yep. Yep.
I
Same.
remember our high school song was the Master P song, like the na 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 na. It was nine 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 nine.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember that. Make them say,
Make you
yeah.
say, yeah, big Master P fan,
Yeah.
Master P fan. Um, so I graduated high school. I was probably a C plus student.
Mm,
Um, but I was responsible, and my father was hard on us on the studies. Like, hey, you got to do what you got to do, finish your homework, do the best you can, and I walked that stage and graduated. Yeah, even with all the distractions that there was available to me, um, making the wrong decision choices, etc. But I had a little fear in my pops. I didn't want to disappoint him, so I kind of I got away with a lot of stuff. Let me just say that. But I made it happen. I graduated.
that's good. Made them proud. That's all we wanted to do. One of the goals too back then was just graduating from high school and being that, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of our family members and friends didn't graduate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
I need to be the first. That was like, hey, I gotta walk. If I don't walk across the stage, I don't want to get no GED. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, no.
Yeah. I saw the people like that. I'm like, you ain't never graduated high school. What kind? You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. And I didn't believe in the whole GED thing. No, I just did what I had to do. I had that little drive, I guess, a little accomplishment to walk the stage.
Right. Well, none against people with the GEDs though. Shout out to them that got the
No, I
G.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. It's like the
Hmm.
determination. Absolutely.
Well, okay. And then after high school, tell us what you did before the military. Did you go right away, or what did you do?
No, no. I actually, I was working at Blockbuster Video. Remember Blockbuster?
Yeah, Blockbuster with the
Bu-
VHS.
Yeah, Blockbuster Video. Be kind, please rewind. Remember
Yes,
that?
yes. Because
So
you
I
know the
was I was
mantra.
working. Yeah, yeah, I was working at Blockbuster. My junior and senior year. So I was getting a little money in my pocket, and
Right.
I had my little hoopty that my grandpa bought me. My grandpa bought me I won't forget, 1992 Nissan Sentra.
Mm.
Now it wasn't the Maxima
Okay.
or the Altima
Yeah,
from
the everybody had Altimas.
I don't know the Altima, remember from what was it, Boys in the Hood?
Yes, yeah.
Or yeah, man, it's like I had a little car. No, I was fortunate to have a car, and I had a little job, making my little money, being responsible, and yeah, I had to wear that ugly polo shirt with the
How long you worked
with
there for?
with the lanyard. So I worked there from 1999 until 2001.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember.
Damn.
I still remember minimum wage. LA was I think 525 at the time.
What?
Yeah,
525.
525. Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, brother. That put some money in my pocket to buy the little things I wanted to get.
Right,
Buy the
right,
cool
right.
buy the cool gear. Get the Jordans.
Yeah, get the
Get the
Jordans.
get the
Stand in
Jordans.
line. Go get the Jordans.
Yeah, get the
Yeah.
J's and get the FUBU gear. Remember the FUBU gear?
Platinum Fubu.
I was all into that FUBU, bro.
Yeah, for real. For us, by us, for real. It was
For us,
dope.
by us. Yeah, 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 yeah.
What did I have? I had Fat Albert Platinum Fubu stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a classic. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That was my favorite right there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
brother.
tell me, so after the Blockbuster video, what prompted you to go into the military?
Well, during my time at Blockbuster, um, one of my good friends growing up, he actually had joined the Marine Corps, and I actually went to his graduation at Camp Pendleton. And I mean, prior to that, I've had plenty of seeds planted, I would say, but I never really made the decision to actually go forward with the joining the military. My grandpa, he fought in the war, World War II, in Manila, in the Philippines against the Japanese. So he was a huge influence, and he would always say, hey, why don't you join, learn a trade, all that good stuff. But it really made an impact when I saw my buddy who I partied with, chased girls with during high school days, make a decision, join in the Marines, and came out a completely different person. And I admire him, and that right there was the icing on the cake, I'd say, for me to finally to join. I was going in for the Marine Corps, but I ended up going U.S. Army, man. And one of the reasons I joined in the Army is because I wanted to leave ASAP. I told the recruiter I want to leave as soon as possible, and the Marine Corps couldn't do that for me. So I went across the hall to the Army, and they said, "When you want to leave?" I was like, "I want to leave after Christmas." He's like, "We can make that happen."
What year was that?
That was in 2001.
2001, after Christmas. You joined January 2001.
Yeah, I actually shipped out February. So February
2000.
2001 when I shipped out.
Okay, that's dope. You
Yeah,
know,
Fort Benning, Georgia.
my son is getting ready to ship out in spring to go to Fort Benning, Georgia, to be his. He has a packet for Airborne Ranger.
Oh, my guy. That's
Yeah, so
amazing.
we'll have to talk about that. So you have to get your pass, get him on a leash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
good things to say. Nothing bad.
Yeah, yeah. How was so you shipped out? How was basic training? Let's talk about that.
Basic training. Wow, the land of the unknown. Prior to that, bro, I have watched all the war movies of my time, and I was a little infatuated with all those war films, from Full Metal Jacket, from Platoon, from Apocalypse Now, Rambo, all that. And I thought I was ready mentally, but I had something else coming. Let me tell you, it was it was definitely very challenging. It pushed me to the limits. Um, I never had a man. It was I never had a problem with authority from the very beginning. And I thank my mom for that because she was very strict with us. Basic things like make your bed, wash your dishes, to the tedious things like get your elbows off the table, don't eat with your mouth open, don't chew with your mouth, things of that nature, right? So I was like, yes, drill sergeant, no drill sergeant, just you know, never had a problem, never challenged authority. So it was a smooth sail. I would say the physical part. was very challenging, just getting in that shape, because I was a little fluffy going into basic. I was 181 pounds, but I would say unhealthy 181 pounds.
181 pounds? Man, you were
Uh,
big.
I was 181, yeah.
You were big.
And I came out of basic training at probably like 168.
Mm,
Yeah. I never
wow.
seen my abs before, but I sure could see him.
Right then and there, you know what I'm saying? I think I went in like I was like 165, 16, almost 170. When I got out, I was
Really?
like solid 145, 150, but cut up, ripped up. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, it run like tip top shape. I would tell you that.
Oh, 100%. Tip top. The best shape of my young life.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
How was you as a soldier at basic training?
I was pretty good, I think. Never got in trouble. I did get into some fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did get challenged. Some guys challenged me. You know, that's the first time that uh, basic training was pretty diverse.
Right.
But it's very first time that I came across people from the South.
Right.
People from the South,
Yeah. I
man.
thought,
You know,
like, what is going on? They recruit everybody from the South?
yeah, brother. I mean, you know, here I am, a city boy, LA, going to Fort Benning, Georgia. Never been before,
Yeah.
and you know, my platoon. It was a lot of a lot of corn-fed dudes
Yeah.
uh, that spoke with a certain accent.
Yeah.
Um, you know, so I tell people, man, basic training to me, it was kind of like prison. Everybody just, it's like all the Hispanics go with the Hispanics, all the white dudes go with the white dudes, all the blacks with the blacks, and then you got the Latinos hanging out with the blacks,
Yeah.
and then you got the white dudes just with the white dudes, and then
Yeah. Oh,
there's beef. You know, the black dudes are backing up the brown brothers. You know,
yeah, definitely. You got that one token white dude that want to be with all of us, and we accept it because it is what it is. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you do get the
Yeah.
one token.
Yeah.
That's so true, brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. That's crazy, man.
I got into a big fight right before graduation with this country as white dude. He challenged me. He thought I ratted him out because he had some chewing tobacco in his mouth, and he thought I had snitched or something. I think they just wanted him and I just to get at it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tension the whole
Yeah.
cycle. So I
Yeah.
was like, well, he's calling me out. I don't back down. Let's go. We went to the latrine and went toe to toe, man. Pure blows.
There it is. Yeah. I
Yeah,
ain't going
bro.
nowhere. Man, I remember I almost got kicked out of basic training for fighting. I fought it all the time.
Is that
Bathroom, the
right?
laundry room. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. I
Yeah,
thought it was like the county jail in basic training to
yeah.
me. Like, seriously, it was like no holds bar. And when the drill sergeants went home, man, we were thumping. It was crazy, but they don't do it now. But I'm talking about we had daily meet up in the washroom, and whoever had a problem with somebody that day, you go even if it's another platoon, we're gonna figure it out.
100%. Go.
Bro, I fought
And
almost
yeah,
every
man.
day,
Oh, brother. Yeah, man.
every day,
That or the wood
every
line or
day.
the tree line. Go handle it in the
Yeah.
tree line.
Yes. I almost got kicked out. Like my drill sergeant, I remember his name, Drill Sergeant Climbs. The last time I fought was in the bathroom in the barracks, and the dude he pushed me like he was peeking through the through the stalls. So I kicked the stall and hit his face and broke his nose. Uh, he was being a creep. So the drill they
It's-
told the drill sergeant, and he said,
man,
"That's it. They're about to write me up. They're about to put me out, kick me out." He was like, "You want to go back home to Long Beach? You want to become a nobody?" And he was just talking shit to me, and I just started breaking down in tears. Like I can't go home. I don't have nowhere to go.
oh man, yeah. Oh,
For
100,
real.
brother.
Yeah, but he saved my life because he was like, "Hey, he did some motivational speaking like I do to me." Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100, bro. Yeah, I would. Believe it or not, man, those drill instructors, man, they have a lot of wisdom and
Yes.
life experience, and that's what they were. They were just mentors and counselors and just wise people, I think.
Man. Man. So I mean, I still remember Drill Sergeant Climbs, black dude. He in shape. He was like, he grabbed me. He said, "You want to go home? I'll put you out right now. This is your third time. You going
Yeah.
home?" So he started playing mind games, packing my stuff. I'm crying. He was like, "You want to go back to? I know what's in Long Beach. You ain't gonna be nobody. You gonna go to jail. You gonna get killed. What you want?" And I'm like, "I don't want to go back." He said, "Then you better act right." So I was like, "Man,
We get humbled real quick.
yeah, real quick." I shout out to him. Shout
Yeah.
out to him.
No, I had some pretty good drill sergeants. Yeah, I don't forget
Yeah,
them at all.
definitely. What was your first duty station?
My first duty station was Germany, man. Germany.
Ger- Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Nine, nine,
Nine, nine, nine. What-
nine,
what-
nine, nine.
I was in Germany too. I was in Schweinfurt.
It's fine for okay.
03. Yeah, 02. Yeah, I got there January 7th, 2003.
Oh man, I got to Germany. Let's see. Graduated in May, June, July, August. August. I think August. August. I got to Germany.
In
Yeah,
2001.
in 2001.
Right
Yep.
before 9/11?
Oh yeah,
Man, so tell me about that. Tell me about that experience.
oh, brother. So here I am in Germany, um, in Baumholder. They call that place. They call that place the Rock.
You was Old Ironside?
I was Old Ironsides, bro. Yeah, First Armored
Yes, I know
Division,
exactly. Yeah, it's right there.
big Dorito patch.
Yeah, for real. Chip.
Yeah, bro. Got to Germany, and it was beautiful, really nice. First time ever been to Europe. I was excited. Half in basic training, half my platoon they went to Germany, others went to some to Italy, and some to Hawaii, and some stayed in Georgia. But a big portion of us went to Germany, and yeah, we were with the Bradley fighting vehicles. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
y'all was Old Ironside up there. We was Big Red One.
okay, yeah, I remember seeing Big Red One. Yeah,
Yeah, we were
they
Big Red
originated
One.
out of Germany. Yeah.
Yeah. Schweinfurt, Bamberg, Wurzburg, all them places over there was Big Red One, and we held it down too for real because it was different, man. But go ahead, let's talk about your experience up in Bondholder. Y'all had Black Sounds, y'all like Henna, y'all had the Natrix, y'all had all. Come on, man, I was up there.
You
Yes,
remember that?
yes,
Gosh, bro.
we had the
Yeah.
Megadrome in Vamoose and what was that Sunday night? Because when you had the 4 day, the Fun Tower. Remember the Fun Tower?
You know what? It's coming, man. You're activating those neural pathways, brother, for sure, bro. Yeah,
Black
man.
Sound, Matrix, all that.
The major. Yeah, you know what was tripping me out, brother? I was hip hop. I love hip hop and R&B. It's crazy. Like I got to click. We had to click all the West Coast dudes. So it was predominantly brown and black brothers. Yeah, and we just clicked and we were partying together. We go to all the hip hop joints, but what's tripping me out is that the Germans, they call hip hop black music, and I'm like, what? Black music? That's hilarious, man. Just call it hip hop. I was just tripping out, brother.
Black music, yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Remember
definitely.
that?
Yeah, and they love hip hop. They love black
Yeah,
music.
man. Oh, they love the hip hop culture. Yeah, yeah. They're all dressing like Nelly and
Yeah,
Tupac
Air Force
and
Ones and all
Air
that.
Force.
Yeah,
They're like infatuated with that. It's hilarious.
bro,
But
I'm surprised that
they're
we
good
didn't.
people.
I'm surprised we didn't even cross paths while we was in Germany because we used to party always at the Black Sounds and Henau and the Natrix and Mr. Big that was the promoter at Nate. Like I know all these guys because I don't know if you remember this name. Do you remember this name that was floating around in Germany? It was a party crew. It was called Live Wire.
I don't, brother. No.
No, okay, that was us.
But
So you had a crew, we
really,
had a crew. Yeah, yeah,
really, I was
yeah,
always the one wearing if it was the winter time in Germany, I would wear the LA Dodger bomber jacket representing
yeah. Represent
and
always. Yeah.
representing, wearing my LA gear for sure.
Yeah, I got some old pictures, man. I was dressed like it was always like a dance battle in the club.
Yeah. Yeah, man, we do it sea walking, crip
Yeah,
walk, you know, even a little bit of Harlem shake in
yeah,
there. I
for real.
mean,
Like
we
it
did.
was like you got served out there.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
It was good times, man. Clubs.
man.
Now we got some more money in our pocket. We're just doing the same old thing.
Same old thing, man. I had a good time in Germany, man. But let's get into your combat experience, man. What was your first tour, and what division was you at?
Yeah, man. My first tour, brother, was Iraq, the invasion. So uh, rewind a little bit when 9/11 happened. I was in Germany, so I was actually at the motor pool when I got the news. I was actually pulling a tarp over my Bradley, and I was a Bradley driver, and some guy comes, one of the soldiers comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, commander wants us at the chow hall right ASAP." So I'm running. It's winter time already. I'm just out of breath, slipping and falling on the black ice and all the snow, and I finally get in there, and then it's so crowded. There's dining facilities, man. It's like hundreds of soldiers in there, and I sneak in through, and then I see the second airplane hit. Boom, hit the tower, and I've never been to New York in my life, and to be quite honest, I don't know what the Twin Towers was. I didn't know what the World Trade Center. I had no idea. I was really uneducated about that at the time. Uh, but everybody after that, everybody started just saying we're going to war. Everybody just started saying we're going to war. This is war. Sure enough, man, it happened. So First Armor Division, yeah, we got we got deployed to Iraq, and we're on standby in Kuwait for and waiting on President Bush to give us a green light to go and invade Iraq, and that's exactly what we did. we were you see, we were in Camp New Jersey, if I recall, in Kuwait, just on standby, and we were we were wearing like mop 3 level and gas mask and all that stuff, trying to get climatized and having sandstorms and all that. And come to find out that the Bradleys couldn't make it, the how convoys. So we put all the Bradleys on top of flatbeds and just convoyed all the way through into Baghdad with the gunners on top of the Bradleys, infantry dudes inside, just like sardines, and just taking turns with the guns on top, just scanning sectors, man, driving from Kuwait into Baghdad, brother.
Uh, I still remember them chalks and them convoys too, because we did the same thing. We drove like 36 hours past Baghdad to past Tikrit to Fob Samarra. No doors, sandbags at our feet. So you guys were already there, and I think you guys were getting ready to come back. But the damage y'all did, like we passed like MSR Tampa, Irish, all these routes that
Yeah,
were
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so the remnants of the war were like tanks flipped over and
All of
Iraq.
that,
Like,
yeah.
and y'all tore stuff up when y'all first invaded. You know what I'm saying? We came right after to clean up with the shovel. Y'all was like, "Shh, come on,
Yeah, brother. The visuals that I had as such a young man. I was 21.
right?
So I was 21, young kid in this war zone. And yeah, man, you're right. Fires, you know,
The
bodies,
smell, yeah, the
remains.
smell, the
I mean,
bodies, yeah,
it was something out of a Hollywood film, to be
right,
honest.
right,
And I was scared. I was I was scared out of my mind, brother. But I had to pretend. I had to man up. This is what I signed up for, and here we are.
right,
But yeah, man. So we got to Iraq, and we had some resistance, a little bit, not big, but a little bit of resistance. We did what we had to do. We finally got to our objective. They go. It was remember the Saddam Hussein, the cross sabers.
yeah. The cross sabers, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So that was our first stop in there, and we uh we did like a left seat, right seat with
Was
the
that Camp Liberty?
I don't remember what the name of that joint was, brother, honestly, but it was, I remember, third ID, fourth ID, um, uh, one of the SF groups was at the zoo. They were like they were in there like living in the zoo, bro, feeding lions and tigers, and it was crazy. It was yeah, yeah. And that was our home, our platoon or our company. Forget was the Sabers was our house. Was their point. We operated out of those Sabers for a while, just patrolling. The all those main supply routes you mentioned earlier. I can't
Yeah.
remember the names.
It been
Um,
started Tampa, Irish.
yeah, all that. So at the time, it was still the airport. It was still called Baghdad International Airport, or I'm sorry, no, Saddam International Airport.
Dom International, right?
Yeah, yeah. I got pictures of all that. Took pictures of all those
Right,
crazy. I
right,
got some
right,
crazy
right.
with the disposable cameras. Remember those?
Yeah, 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 for real. I tell people all the time, they're like, how'd y'all get pictures back then? So we had disposable cameras. When we got back, we took them to Kmart.
Yeah, brother. I actually got a chance to develop in Iraq.
Really?
They had,
Okay.
yeah, we had some interpreters that we gave them a little money. Hey, go develop these cameras for us, and in real time, we get the pictures like a couple of days later. It's
Oh,
crazy.
that's
I mean, everything was available. They had little businesses here and there.
yeah, 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 definitely.
Iraqis, man, Iraqi people, they're hustlers.
Man, super hustlers for real, dog. And smart, and smart. Don't play them.
Yeah, yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
So we're in it, bro. We got there. We're in Baghdad, and we're patrolling. Man, we're just everything we rehearsed and trained for. We're putting into effect. We're raiding compounds in the urban warfare, clearing buildings. I mean, all that close quarter combat stuff we trained for, put into reality. Yeah, it was nasty.
People don't understand. Like we the kids of that, and these are our stories, and that's why I wanted to bring you on and just walk us upon. What I'm saying, what exactly happened. What I'm saying, that first tour after the towers fell. And like you said, we were from California, so we didn't know nothing about the Twin Towers or anything. So when I saw it, um, I was holding my little girl, and her mama was at work, and I thought it was a commercial, and it kept going and going and going and going. Back then we didn't got no cell phones like that. We got pagers, so I'm like, I gotta call my dad to see like what's going on because I'm staying with my baby mama. I'm not doing too good. It's doing bad, worse for me. So I'm like, what's next? And they start seeing the country going to war. I wasn't even in the military yet, and I was like, I gotta get out of here, man. I need to. I want to go fight because I'm like, I gotta leave. And people like, you want to leave? I'm like, I want to go to the army. But my dad kept telling me to go to the Navy, and then I got into some legal troubles. When I went to court, they was like, hey, you want to go to the military? And my recruiter was there. Was like, hey, he passed his test, and they let me go into the army. 2 weeks later, I was gone. So you was in before the towers fell. I joined 2002 in July. So, a couple of months
In
after that,
July.
yeah, in
Yeah,
July,
wow.
yeah. Yeah,
Birthday month.
July 23rd, exactly when I joined 2002. Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's when I joined. So I remember that day physically. So, and then from then, I went to basic training. From there, Germany. In Germany, we ended up in Iraq. Uh, the end, I want to say the end of 2003. Big Red One stepped foot in Camp New York, and we trained reflective fire, and then the
Yeah, I
chalk.
remember that. Yep.
Yep, started to leave, and we drove 36 hours, and we saw what y'all done, and what the army, what the people done before y'all on these routes and stuff like that, burning tires, burning flesh, burning bodies. Tanks flipped over on gas, and it smelled horrible in Iraq when we first got there. I
Yeah.
hated it. I was
Tell
like,
him, man. Straight.
what is this? This is weird. Yeah. I don't need to
Yeah,
go back
brother.
home. I was scared, bro. I was like, man, this is what? What is
100%,
this?
bro. This is straight up out of Hollywood film, man. Apocalypse
Yeah,
Now, man, or some Vietnam
bro.
War stuff, brother.
Right. You know what it reminded me of that movie when the zombies already had came through, and Las Vegas was shut down and shit was fucked up. And they had
Oh,
Batista playing. Yeah, it was just like just crazy, crazy, craziness. Ah, man. So let's talk about your first deployment. Let's talk about you know, uh, let's hit on some of the missions you did before we before you came back home and reset. So we're gonna get into the other deployments too. So let's talk about this one. Let's finish this one off.
Yeah, man. That first deployment, um, it was it really opened my eyes. Um, I was really scared. I didn't want to die. I saw people die around me. Other guys from other companies, not directly from my company, but the other companies that were adjacent to us. They had guys going down from. It turns out our Bradleys were no use to us, so they're all just for show or force. They're microwaves, and these tracks were not meant for this kind of terrain. So uh, we're running we're doing operations with Hummers, with
Humvees.
the Humvees, the soft, no armor on there, just soft
Yep.
tops.
Yep.
No doors, and just you know going from buildings to buildings and putting 240 machine guns, 249s on top of a tire and strapping it up, and infantry squads in the back facing out, pulling security and dismounting from those things with put no cover and concealment whatsoever. Just going into these urban war environments and you know getting pop shots from rooftops. Uh, we had these SOPs immediately. We go into a building, establish footholds, get cover. I mean, it was bad, bro. It was exhausting.
Right.
Um, and but we had to survive. I remember just praying, please, God, I don't want to die. I want to continue and give me this strength. Um, and yeah, man. So that was for me. That first deployment was 9 months.
Wow.
It was 9 months, and I left early because I reenlisted. I actually reenlisted in Baghdad.
Okay.
Yeah. So my time was up to reenlist, and I remember talking to my career counselor. I kept telling him, "Hey, I want to reenlist. We got any bonuses? Anything, any bonuses, any choice of duty station? What you got?" And I really wanted to go to Hawaii. I told him, "Hey, I'll reenlist. Get me to Hawaii." And he was like, "Oh, that's a hard one, brother, but I'll try my best. Everybody wants to go to Hawaii, you know." And so I remember we were coming back pretty vividly. We came back from patrols and took a shower, went to bed, and career counselor wakes me up. He's like, "Hey, uh, I got good news. I got you Hawaii." I was like, "Yeah, all right, let's do it." So I re-enlisted that next morning. Raise that right hand one more time,
Got
and
that
said,
bonus.
"Sign me up." Yeah, was that?
Got that bonus.
Yeah, I got a little bonus. I think I got like, I think it was like $8,000.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That was a lot of money for me at the
Yep.
time.
Heck yeah,
That's like,
for
I
real.
mean, still today, but that was a
Yeah.
lot of money as a, 21-year-old, 8 Gs, and choice of duty station. So it was double whammy.
There you go.
So I re-enlisted and I got, I got out of there and I went back to Germany and, my platoon, the company, my unit's still there, because the deployment was for a whole year. And, so I went back to Germany and, I stayed in touch with some of my platoon mates and it's crazy because as soon as I got to Germany, um, that's when whole Fallujah took place,
Yeah.
and our company was attached, and some guys went to either Ramadi or Fallujah, and man, I got the news that our platoon leader got hit by a sniper, got shot in the neck. Um, One of our guys got another sniper got him. He's like, this is after I left. I'm like, oh man, if I didn't reenlist in the right timing and got out of there, no, it was pretty nasty from what I heard.
That's
Um,
crazy though that you re-enlisted and they got you out of there because when we came a year later, I re-enlisted and it doesn't matter. You still gotta do your whole little thing. So you did good. They got you out of there.
yeah, yeah, because my time was up. It was either get out of the army or reenlist in PCS. So yeah, they got me. So I was clearing in Germany, and came home for I think a couple of weeks, and then went straight to Hawaii. And sure enough, I already knew in Baghdad when I reenlisted for Hawaii, other NCOs, other sergeants, they say, hey, guess what though? You're enlisted, you're getting out of here, but you're going straight to Afghanistan. And I'm like, what? And sure enough, it was facts. The division that I was headed to was being mobilized to Afghanistan.
How long was you in Hawaii before you went to Afghanistan?
Oh, brother. After I left Baghdad with my first unit, I cleared Germany, came back home for 2 weeks, and then went to Hawaii. So I got to Hawaii February of 2004. So I left Baghdad December 2003, and I reported. By the time I got to my next duty station, it was February of '04, and I in processed, and I got to my unit, and so I was a E4. I was a specialist already with a CIB, combat infantry badge, in my
Already.
chest, all proud. And uh, but 25th Infantry Division hadn't seen combat since Vietnam.
Hmm.
When I got to my company, they had orders to deploy, and my commander is like, "Hey, uh, Correa, you got two options." So I'm like, what's that, sir? Well, I like to keep you. I like to keep you because you have the combat experience as a young E4, and you're valuable, and we could make you a team leader, and you can lead the soldiers. I'll give you two options. You can leave with us now, or you can leave in 6 months with the other unit. But it was for sure Afghanistan, the whole division. So I was like, I haven't even received my household goods yet. Nothing, nothing. So I was like, sir, I'll stay with you guys. And I ended up deploying with them. So
Mm,
I got there on March or February 2004, and 4 weeks later, we're in Afghanistan.
mm. Wow. And how was that? That was just, y'all was in strikers though in Hawaii, right?
No, we're light infantry. There
Right.
was
Okay.
yeah, 227, the Second Battalion, 27th Infantry, and the strikers hadn't been mobilized yet. Strikers wasn't even a part of us yet.
Mm,
We're all light infantry. Yeah, so I went from mechanized infantry with the Bradleys, as a dismount infantry, same thing, right? But now to light infantry. Hawaii was all light infantry, like
right.
Vietnam days. you
Walking.
know,
Yeah. And
yeah,
how big of a split was that? Like, was that within 6 months or 8 months that you had just left Iraq and now you're in Afghanistan 8 months later?
no, negative. I had like a month off from my Iraq deployment till deployment to Afghan. It was like 30 days.
Within 30 days, leaving Germany.
Yeah,
Wow. That's unheard of too. That's crazy. So
yeah.
that's why I want everybody to hear these stories because back then there was like they didn't care. We did Iraq back to back to back like the Lakers. We did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Quick.
it was crazy. It was a back-to-back deployment. I'm not gonna lie, I had a little anxiety. I was because I just got back. I'm like, wow, I'm not even getting a little break, nothing. I mean, I got to see my family when I got back, and then reported, and then boom, deployed right
Mm,
away. Uh, Afghanistan, and that was we did a whole year in
yeah,
Afghan. Yeah,
a
and
whole year. What AO was you at in Afghanistan?
we were in the Paktika province up
Okay,
in we're bordered with Pakistan.
okay.
Yeah,
Mm,
this was so 2004 to 2005. It was a whole different war zone, brother.
mm.
I'll be honest, it was nasty. It was we were having casualties. We were having casualties. So I got there as an E4. I was a team leader already in an infantry squad, and I got promoted to sergeant that year in Afghanistan.
And how was that? How was being a sergeant for the first time?
Well, non-commissioned officer, the backbone of the army. It was quite an accomplishment. I was proud. I was you know young E5 with a combat infantry badge. That's pretty prestigious in the infantry, and proven that engaged with the enemy. A lot of the young guys that I was leading, nobody there had a CIB. Nobody has seen combat, so it was the first time. So, but even though it was different theater, Iraq was more urban, unconventional. Now we're in Afghanistan. It's all mountains, beautiful, beautiful mountains. It's a beautiful country. I mean, they could host the Winter Olympics.
Right.
But the altitude, it's a killer. So here they are sending the 25th ID, which is a jungle warfare division, to the mountains of Afghanistan in the snow.
In the snow, yeah.
Yeah. So we were we either we're in Blackhawks, we're lifted in Blackhawks and dropped off, or we were on Humvees, and 5 tons trucks convoying through the mountains of Afghanistan. It was
Mm,
wild, bro. It was wild.
that's crazy. That is wild, brother. How was
Yeah,
the missions out there?
uh, man, it's completely different. I mean, you don't the it's not urban whatsoever. It's all mud huts, shacks. In the summer, it was hot,
Hot. Yeah, super
hot,
hot.
hot. Winters are brutal.
Cold, snow.
Oh yeah, it's the coldest I've ever been in my life. Um, you can't see the enemy. You don't. I mean, it's where they're coming from, where they're shooting from. They're high in the mountains, and so we're always on the defensive. Um, we're looking for the bad guys, looking for Taliban, and we that's I would be honest. That's when I started losing guys and that are in my same unit, in my same company, my same platoon. The Taliban is a different enemy. They fight. They put up a fight. The firefights are exhausting. They don't stop. They come out like cockroaches, Mero.
Man,
Honestly, yeah, it's like a bunch of ants. Like where the hell are they coming from? They're in their sandals and man dresses, turbans and AK-47s and little harness that carries their magazines, and they're out moving us. They can move. They like ghost. You don't know where they're coming from. It's crazy. So, but we had a lot of the Air Force support, dropping 500-pound JDAMs on the enemy. That's why you have
Jade,
to you have to get really good with our call for fire, calling those airplanes in.
that was my job. I was a fister, JFO JTAG. So yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
bro, vital to the mission. We can't do it without you guys.
Yeah, very
So
vital.
it was nasty, man. I was again, I was afraid, I was scared, but you build that bond with your brothers to the left and your right of you, and you got to do what you got to do and survive and get back home. So that was a long deployment for me. That was a year, 1 year out there.
That was 13 months, 12 months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
my first one was 12, and then my second one was 15. So yeah, I mean that Afghanistan, I heard it was the first because that was the first time United States forces was there that big, that huge there. So you guys, you did both invasions, and both invasions.
Yeah, for the listeners and out there, just to come and give you a perspective, in 2004, when if any football fans, Pat Tillman, he played for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
Uh, he gave up his football career and joined the army. So when Pat Tillman was killed, our company was the quick reaction force to that mission in Afghanistan. So I wasn't a I wasn't really knowledgeable in the game of football and players, etc. But people around me, they all knew who it was, who had killed, and who we had to go back up. So, and those are the Army Rangers. Pat Tillman became an Army Ranger and was out there in the fight, and they stayed in our fob in our base with us in the Paktika province called Orgun was the name, Organy, but Orgun Afghan. And we were bordered with Pakistan, so we always got mortared, attacked. It was nasty. So we're a part of that element when Pat Tillman was killed. Yeah, it was wild.
We heard about all them stories and friendly fire and stuff like that. It was crazy just hearing it and the tactics and the TTPs that they did and stuff like that. So that's crazy that you were that close to that. We heard about it. You know what I'm saying? We heard the stories and nobody really knows what happened. If you put two and two together, tactics on the ground, how you shoot, move, and communicate, you can understand and articulate like communication is really big on the battlefield. Really, really big. I will say that for those who don't know about the tactics, you got to be able to talk to whoever's out there and how to maneuver your L shapes and wedges and fouls and getting to from point A to point B. Like you got to know the friendlies on the battlefield. You got to know what I'm saying, how you control your air assets, everything, man, everything. They think infantry and scouts and fist they think we dumb. No, we are very one of the smartest in the military because we got to control all that at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Your troops,
Oh yeah.
ticks in contact, everything, all these crater analysis, everything, azimuth. You know what I'm saying? Even walking in terrain and a grid square and the 8-digit, 10-digit grid core. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. So yeah,
100%, brother. Yeah, you're right. It's facts.
yeah,
I mean, you got your troop leading procedures.
yeah.
I mean,
TLPs. Yeah.
all that good stuff, brother. So I was as an E5 as a sergeant. I was I remember seeing Pat Tillman and their units in our base. They're wearing the little short shorts and like, who are these guys? And he's like, oh, those are the Army Rangers. Like, oh, okay. And you know, that's just you're my brother. So I'll tell you now that inspired me to want to become an Army Ranger.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That year
Yeah.
was very influential for me.
That's dope. I was wondering where that inspiration came from. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about transitioning from this deployment and what you learned to going back home and going to Ranger School.
Yeah, brother. So did a whole year in Afghanistan. Got to know the battlefield a lot more. Two different enemies, but at the end of the day, it's the same. You just got close on the enemy and destroy, kill, capture. And that's what we did. So now I have, let's see, uh, 19, uh, 22 months of combat experience already under my belt.
Yep.
So, so we redeployed back to Hawaii, in '05, to March '05. And, I asked my chain of command, hey, I want to go to Ranger School. They're like, is that right? Like, yes. And, there was an opportunity. There was, 5 slots open for the whole battalion. And, typically the process is you go to pre-ranger course, right? Uh, so Hawaii we're so isolated from the mainland, um, meaning the United States, even though Hawaii is still a state, but we call it, it's considered overseas because we're a little off the grid, the islands. But so every school is on the island. So we have air assault school, we have Pathfinder school, we have pre-ranger school, combat water survival, all that in Hawaii. So uh, there was a slot for pre-ranger school, and those who had, were PT studs, physical fitness was 300 or higher, who were experts in land navigation, who were experts in ruck marching, who were experts in as infantry guys, weapons, tactics, all that. Um, get the first go for these schools. They're not going to just send anybody, because you're representing the unit. So I was pretty squared away as an NCO, and I got the backing of my chain of commands. Like, do you want to go? All right. And so I went to pre-ranger school in Hawaii. It's me, a couple other officers, a couple other NCOs, and they were getting us ready to what we're going to face for the actual ranger school at Fort Benning. Land navigation in the jungles. I mean, everything from ruck marching, patrols, from just you have to be a subject matter expert in our occupation as an infantryman. So you better know everything as an infantryman to be successful. And so my company sent the best of the best. So it was 2 out of our company, myself and another soldier. So we passed pre-ranger school and got a ship out date to go to Fort Benning and report to Ranger School. And I got there, and it was exciting. I mean, you got hundreds and hundreds of the best in their units going to Ranger School. The very first thing is you get the Army physical fitness test, right? But then you got the Ranger fitness test, right? So that very first morning, like 05, they ask you, who here does not want to be here? Raise your hand by a show of hands. Who does not want to be here? And let me tell you, if you raise your hand, that's an embarrassment to your unit, because they just spend a lot of money to send their best to Ranger School. And if you raise that hand, you're an automatic failure to your unit. It's pretty much a disgrace, right? And very few hands went up, but that first PT test is starts disqualifying people. So you start going home. People start going home because the standards are super high. You got your push-ups, you got your pull-ups, you got your sit-ups, you got your ruck marching, you got your 5-mile run, full kit. Your land navigation, people getting lost, people don't know how to land nav. I mean, you're out there in the sticks, in the woods, and all on your own. And there's no not as a team yet. As an individual, you're out there, and it's all these. So you got your Benning phase, you got your mountain phase, and you got your swamp phase in Florida, Dahlonega mountain phase, and in Florida. But yeah, man, it was what a ride. It was amazing. I graduated. I was so proud, and say that I'm a ranger now, and it taught me a lot about leadership, because that's what it is primarily. Ranger School is a high speed leadership course. It teaches you how to be a better leader in combat.
Right.
Yeah, it was a great accomplishment. My pops came, graduation. Yeah.
And what did you do after that? You went back to Hawaii?
Yeah, after that, I went back to Hawaii. Uh, and while I was gone, they had a whole change of command. Had a new sergeant major, new battalion commander, new first sergeant. So I come back to Hawaii, I'm an E5, Ranger tab, and here we are. We got orders to go to Iraq. Yeah.
Getting ready for the 15-month
So,
deployment.
yeah. So I graduated Ranger School in April of 2006. So from March 2005 through April 2006, it was Ranger School, Airborne School, back to Hawaii, trained my guys, and deployed to Iraq.
Ain't stopped since you got in the Army. Ain't stopped.
No, brother, it was back to back to back. So here I am, an E5, young E5. I was now, what, 20, 25? Yeah, 25 years old, and with my own squad and everything. So I had now I'm a squad leader.
Yeah. Now you got a squad, man. Look at that. So motivators, just listen up. He's walking you on his story and everything that's been going on with him and how he did everything from his childhood to the military. So let's talk about your third deployment.
My third deployment, here I am, hard charger, uh, plenty of combat experience, going back to familiar territory, Iraq. Some of the guys we went to Afghanistan with, we lost some guys in Afghanistan. But we just kept pushing forward as a unit, and then we got to Iraq, and Iraq was originally a 12-month tour, but it ended up being
15.
15 months. 15 months, yeah. We got extended by Donald Rumsfeld, Secretary of Defense at that time, extended us.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
that
was
15 month
pissed.
was
I'm not gonna
crucial.
lie. I was pissed.
Man, that
I
was
was
crucial.
pissed.
That was crucial to our mental, man. We thought we were done. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, no. And here we get to Iraq. So I'm a squad leader now. I got 9-man squad under me, and same old patrols. These combat patrols. Finding the enemy, engaging the enemy. We're dropping. So this deployment was considered the Fallujah of the North.
Right.
So we're northern now. We're in a place called Hawija.
Ouija, okay. We was in
Yeah.
Missouri.
So those guys listening, if you Google or you ask ChatGPT, Hawija, Iraq, 2006, it was bad because that was Saddam's uh, stomping grounds.
Right.
Saddam, familiar territory with Saddam and his early years before he got into power. So a lot of Saddam Hussein uh, sympathizers, uh, followers. So it was nasty where they put us. Yeah. Um, and unfortunately, we lost a lot of guys. We lost a lot of guys. It was nothing new to me, but it was just the reality. A little older now, a little bit more mature as a leader, and my primary goal was to bring my boys back, my men back to back home, and
Right.
and 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 do the best job I can as a leader. Um,
Right.
you know. That's what we want to do as a leader in combat zone, is to get you guys back.
Right.
Um, but December 6th, 2006 is when there was a pivot in my life at the time.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that was my last deployment. Really impacted me, brother. Um, I I had a lot of survivor's guilt because of that deployment. Um, December 6th, 2006, we lost 5 guys in my platoon. Um, and one of them took my place in my vehicle and never came back. And what I mean by that is Sergeant Castro, Jesse Castro, rest in peace. He was from Guam. Real great guy, great dude, family man, man of God, great fighter, MMA. Uh, he introduced me to spam and eggs. Was his thing.
Yeah.
That December 6th, I was scheduled to go on patrol and lead the patrol into a village that the route was known. It was Route Denny, main supply route. That route we took was always getting hit with rockets, hitting us with IEDs, just getting from point A to point B. So we would go to these through these checkpoints of the Iraqi police. Iraqi police was so corrupt, so corrupt. They didn't like us. They were just two-faced individuals, and they would try everything in their power to eliminate us on the way to them. Um, so that morning, there was a there's a there's a position in our FOB, in our forward observation base, called SOG, meaning Sergeant of the Guard. So with all the squad leaders in the platoon, we rotate. So my name came up that morning of the mission, and they pulled me out. My first sergeant's like, "Hey, you got SOG. Um, Castro's gonna take your truck." So this is my Humvee, uh, my 50 cal, my ammo, everything in there is accounted for by the book under my name. So just Castro he was a truck commander for that vehicle,
TC.
and he had the TC, and he went from so he that morning gave him a big old hug. We had some breakfast. I remember we had some frosted flakes, some spam and some eggs, and he was a local boy from the islands, and I remember I said, "Hey man, when we get back, let's continue our sparring." We would spar uh, some Muay Thai together and things of that nature, and we work out together. We were my gym buddy, and I gave him a big old hug, and he got in that vehicle and didn't come back. They hit an IED. It was center mass IED. It was 500 pounds of homemade explosives. It blew up underneath them. It was a pressure switch, and it was catastrophic. None of them felt it. They didn't feel it. So aside from Castro, the TC, I had a young soldier that had just gotten to my squad. The night prior, he had came to me he just got to Iraq from Korea. So he PCS from Korea. E4 came to me, and he was my rifleman, one of my rifle guys. And the very next morning, I put him on the trip ticket. I told him, "Hey Hoffman, you're going on patrol. You gotta get your cherry popped." I told him, "This is a verbal counseling, and I'll do the official counseling when you get back." He's like, "It's like Roger that, Sergeant, no problem." And he never came back. So Now, mind you, all these men were in my platoon, but I was just close to two of them, really close. Jesse, the NCO, Castro, and Hoffman, because I was a squad leader. The other guys were in other squads, but just filling in the slots in that truck. And when they got hit, it was detrimental because I was like, that should have been me. Why did this happen? He was a father. He had a lot of things to lose, and me at the time, I was single, no kids, not married. Like, why not me? Why not me? I was telling myself that, and yeah, that was a that was a huge impact in my life.
How you feel about, you know, going through all that stuff, all the deployments that we went through, and everything that you have. Sometimes people, they tend to ask like, "Hey, what was your PTSD moment?" And for us, multiple deployments, we had many, many. You know what I'm saying? You live with that certain type of regret and survivor's guilt because we are still here. And why are we here after all the stuff we saw and done and been through, even coming back? You know what I'm saying? Thinking about suicide and stuff. So we're about to transition to, you know, you and all them deployments, and rest in peace to all our brothers and sisters that lost their lives out there. Now we transition into the mental health part. And when did you know that all this was affecting your mental?
Yeah, man. That's a deep question, but I appreciate that. You know, I carried very deep survivor's guilt because of that truck that blew up. At the time, it was supposed to be me. It just broke me. Um, I would say that I was like the master suppressor of emotion. 'Cause in the culture in the infantry, it's a sign of weakness, right? Uh, you coming out, being vulnerable with your emotions, crying, all that was a sign of weakness. So I didn't know how to open up and, and how to filter any of that. What I knew best is just bury it, right? You just want to bury these emotions and not think about it, right? Um, but after that deployment, and got to Hawaii, uh, I fast forward now. I'm an E7 now. So I went from an E5 to staff sergeant to sergeant first class. Um, got pretty much every army school under my belt, and it's my identity and who I am. And now I'm a married man, and so a lot of things going on at that time in my life. And um when I was and then I had a loss in my family, so all these things are happening around me, right? And in the mental health part, which at the time I didn't want to accept that, oh, this is traumatic, post war. Um, didn't know how to deal with it. And but once my grandpa, he had passed, and he was very huge influence in my life, and I think that was the icing on the cake with the emotional uh, traumas. Everything just started surfacing. And the loss of my grandpa, loss of my friends, just that anger, that rage. I could no longer numb the pain, and it started affecting me as a leader um, in my unit. So just now I'm a recon platoon sergeant, And here we're getting ready to deploy once again. And it's all mission driven. So mission first, right? Forget family. The one thing I would say about that culture I grew up in the infantry world is like it's mission, family in the rear. They're taken care of by the family readiness groups, etc. Um, but I was struggling because I started to drink pretty heavy as a platoon sergeant. So I had to do what I had to do, but on time off, I would go to booze. And I'm like, what am I doing? I was never a really big drinker, but I had so many thoughts. I had all these thoughts, racing thoughts. So even before I knew what anxiety was, even before I knew what panic attacks was, before any of that, I'm like, what's going on with me? I'm like just falling apart. And to a point where I didn't care anymore to wake up early to be on time for duty. I didn't care anymore about leading soldiers. I don't know what was going on with me. And so then I talked to a sergeant major. He was a ranger, uh, was an infantryman. He uh, he knew what I was going through, and he had seen all my NCOERs. You know, your um, basically what everything you've done, your performance, your ratings, etc., in your field, in your occupation, etc. Right? And he knows like what's going on with this soldier. Something's not right. So he recommended that I go see mental health. And so here I am performing, doing my platoon sergeant duties, but and right after work I would go to see mental health. And that's the first time I actually sat down with a social worker or a therapist and just talk things out. What was bothering me at the time, you know, the loss of my grandpa, loss of my buddies, and just everything just started opening like a can of worms, just boom, just came out of nowhere. And I didn't know how to manage that. I didn't know, I know how to manage soldiers. I know how to accomplish an objective. I know all that, but now in my own personal life, I'm really struggling on how to cope with all this. Right? It just started tearing me. So I started seeking the therapy at the unit, and the word spreads. Hey, Sergeant Correa, oh, he's losing it. He's not high speed anymore. Uh, all that, and so it just takes a toll. So, but I know I had to get fixed, right? For lack of better words, I had to get fixed. I had to just seek this help. The more and more I volunteered, it's all volunteer. They don't make you. It's like, hey, you want to go see mental health? Why not? Uh, I highly encourage it, but they can't make you. But I did go, and they were helping me kind of dissect and um and filter and live through those emotions, kind of as a it's an understanding of why am I having these behaviors. Well, this is a fight or flight. This is what happens. This is why you react this way. Just better understanding my behaviors at the time, and I lost total passion for the army, if I'm going to be honest, and just wanted to focus on my well being because I looked at it as like I gave my whole life and soul to the army and the mission, but now I want to I wanted to take time to heal, right? Not even knowing at the time what that meant, but now I look back and I understand. Like wanted to heal, I wanted to take the step forward to understand my mind more, why I'm behaving this way, why I'm making these choices, why am I reacting this way, and until the medical doctors highly recommended a medical board. So I was found unfit for duty. recommended for a medical evaluation board. And at the time, I was back in Germany, and they didn't have that program in Germany, so they flew me to the nearest warrior transition battalion, closest to my home record of Los Angeles, and it happened to be Fort Bliss, where we met.
Or bless.
Yeah, the one-stop shop for that mentally broken per se, you
Yeah.
know. Uh, and it was an 18-month program on just healing.
Yes.
So here I am in Fort Bliss, never been to Texas in my life, first time. And as an E7, I'm surrounded by privates, maybe a couple NCOs here and there, but I was like the highest ranking non-commissioned officer in that company. And all I had to do is show up to all my medical appointments, social workers, therapist, psychiatric, I mean, you name it, and pain management, everything that I was dealing with, substance abuse, anger management, um, marriage counseling. I mean, the
Everything.
whole the whole kit and caboodle was in this whole unit, right?
Everything. I remember because that one program we went through together. I wasn't in the WTBU, but I was in that program that y'all would go to in that 18-month program. But I wasn't in it. I was still at my unit in First Armor, up the street in Biggs Airfield. But I remember
Okay,
that, man. I remember going through. I still got some of the pictures too, and some of the modalities that helped us, and that was the first of our kind. Us being three three tours in combat already at that early age and young and high ranking and not be able to figure it out. They didn't even know what to do with us. They didn't know. They was trying, but they didn't know what to do with us. You know what I'm saying? So we went through the IDIS program. Remember when we was getting out, both of us? IDES, IDIS. You know what I'm saying? When they
think
was doing the
yeah,
medical
yeah,
board and all that craziness.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah. That
cried
was
together. You know what I'm saying?
all that, brother. And that's when I accepted the fact that look, I got some problems, I got some deep issues, and I'm seeking the help. Sign me up. Whatever I got to do to get better, to feel better, to better understand myself. And in the aftermath of war and what it does to the mind.
Especially us young. We were young still, you know.
Young,
We young. We
yeah.
lost tons of friends over there. Tons. It didn't make no sense. It didn't make sense to neither one of us. But we made good friends out of there and held each other down. Because I think we was the only ones that can understand each other. Because a lot of them guys, they really didn't do what we did. It was only one of a kind. The warrant officer, I forgot his name though, but I remember vividly too. So shout out to that program that they put together for, back in the day for us and stuff like that. So
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
yeah, how do you feel now? That you retired. You retired in 2015 or 16.
2015, man, December 8th, 2015.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. So we retired the same year and got up out of there, and after that I went to another inpatient program for 77 days in Tucson.
really.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I was still jacked up. Yeah, so and then I went to ayahuasca. Then I went to Costa Rica and did ayahuasca, bufo, reiki. Yeah, I was trying to, man, it was crazy, but
Remember,
to see
yeah,
how, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember you left El Paso, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
and I remained. I stayed there. That's where I started my new life with my ex-wife,
yeah.
and they thought I was gonna stay there forever, and nah, they didn't work out that way.
Didn't work out. God had a different plan, different
Yeah.
plan for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
completely
definitely.
different. Yeah.
And and we made it here to this point, motivators. This is where we get to the point to where we talked about our ugly. We got in front of our ugly. We talked about our mental health, and let's talk about what you got going on now.
Yeah, brother. Well, the military was a huge blueprint for my life. I can say that I learned to be a man in the army. I I learned my limits and how far I can go, and how powerful the mind can be.
Yeah,
So I have no regrets with the military, the army. I will do it all over again, to be honest. It really molded me in who I am today. Having that background, having all the experience, all the trials and tribulations, all the ups and downs, because it really taught me how to evaluate myself and how to evolve. And
right.
because I look at those as not as failures, but
Yeah,
as uh, as uh, lessons
yeah,
to as an exercise go back to and
yeah,
and and revisit as an exercise because of how far I've come since then, right? And because we are if you tell me if you agree, brother, but we are our own worst critics, right?
oh yeah, we are. Yeah, heavily, heavily.
Heavily, right? And
Yeah,
because we have a certain standards for us and how we live our life, and it's like it's me versus me, is you versus you, right? We look ourselves in the mirror, and that's my only competition, right?
yeah. My
So
left and my right limits. That's it.
yeah, so I go back and like, I as a positive affirmation, like, what, I've come pretty far. I've learned a lot through the seasons and the storms. I'm glad I went through that. I understand why I went through that. I had to go through that to better understand myself and, and my behaviors. And man, you learn so much about human behavior and why we do the things we do, what causes us to make the decisions and the choices, and what substances you do to us.
Yeah,
Those things of that nature, But at the end of the day, I am grateful that I went through that because it just really made me who I am today, and it doesn't stop, right? So fast forward, unfortunately, I got divorced after my service. It didn't last too long. That was another storm in my life. But again, it's funny because I tell people, yeah, I'm a statistic, combat veteran, divorced. Uh, you know, According to the Army statistics, yeah, a lot of us combat vets, we divorce rate is high. It's
hella
extremely high.
high, super
Uh,
high.
Being a military spouse is not a cakewalk. It's not easy.
No, it's not. Not to
It's
us.
not to
Not to no
yeah.
vets, combat vets. Nah.
No, no. It takes a real special woman
Yeah.
to navigate that, right?
Right. Definitely.
you
Definitely.
know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
after my post war post career army career, um, I'm here. Here I am trying to find my new identity, new purpose in life. Just navigating it. What am I going to do now? You that terminology, the old saying, "Lost in the sauce,"
Yeah.
right? Because we came from this world with the structure and discipline and objectives. Now we're on our own, right?
Right.
What am I going to do? So that for a little while, I felt like I was lost. I felt like I had no direction. It was like kind of starting all over again. But from from my divorce, I what I can take from that divorce, brother. is that I mean, it was very shattering, and you were there. Thank you because you were very supportive. You were in my supportive group. You were like my corner man through that storm in my life, brother. So I want to say thank you for always being there for me. A call away, a text away, a Zoom away, a FaceTime away. You're always there, either to distract me, to make me laugh, to just to give me that pep talk. Kind of like you know get a boot up my what,
Yeah.
and it's like, hey man, you're a warrior. You can do this, and so I'm so grateful to you, brother, because you're not in my life for no coincidence. It was divine. You and I met, and you remain in my life. So thank you, man. It's a blessing to
Right.
call you my brother.
Definitely, bro. Appreciate you. And that's why we here at the motivators table, because, you know, this is years and years of brotherhood and friendship and things we went through, and, crossing paths and war and coming from Los Angeles and California and all these things that we have similar that we went through, and we still here, and God has a plan for us. And this is the part where we transition, where, the motivators here, we tell you, we thank you for keeping on and doing what you got to do. you know Rest in peace to all the men and women who lost their life out there in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the veterans that commit suicide every day, every single day. you know I want to give a shout out to all the veterans, period. Because it's not easy
Yes,
getting out the military, trying to navigate after, especially if you did all these war situations, two, three, four, five deployments. Like, that's not easy. We were kids, taking kids to combat and raising kids and having families as kids, and it was hard because, we thought that we wanted something, but sometimes it wasn't what we needed. And I would say the best thing out of war, it made us more mature and more observing and more functionable as a man, because we spent them corners out there in Iraq and Afghanistan, and we lived to talk about it, and we lived to tell the other heroes' stories, the ones that's not here no more, and Survivors Guild is really big.
that's right,
Recently,
brother.
we lost one of our good friends, Josh, through suicide in 2021. And that was hard for me because he was one of the best warriors I known, and I know that he was putting up a fight like all of us every day. This ain't easy, trust me. Podcasting, speaking, coaching saved my life, especially after bankruptcy. I thought I had it all figured out, and God was like, "That ain't true," and I had to go through another transition to pivot. And you were there, and you always talked to me. You always had my back. You would pick up and go with me anywhere, get your rucksack, your weapon. We ended up in Puerto Rico together. You know what I'm saying? Doing security, crazy stuff, like things that we outside the military, just to keep going and keep our mind going. But you know, now we're here now, 45 years old this year, and I want to tell the world and the motivators table, I'm proud of you. I love you. You've been doing so much. Don't stop what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Continue doing what you're doing. Continue being the Nico that I know, because you're inspiring a lot of people. And if you guys do not know, this man is he's an actor in Hollywood right now. He's humble right now. He works on a lot of the shows that, you guys probably see every day come across your screen. And just keep an eye out for him, because he's working his butt off to be you know what I'm saying, the number one out there. But he's on a lot of shows. You see his face, you see him. This is my friend, this is my brother, and I'm proud to call him friend and brother, because he's following his gift. He's a very humble man, but he's an actor. He knows what he's doing. He's put a lot of time in his craft, and I don't know about how he would say it, but I would say it helps him with his post traumatic stress and his anxiety and his depression, because he's doing something. His ADHD is kicking in like me. I'm doing 100 episodes. It keeps me busy. It keeps me from thinking about all the craziness we done
That's
growing up
right.
in California, and going to war at young ages, back to back to back to back, like the Lakers, man. People don't understand. 5 months in combat, that's hard. But I appreciate you coming on my motivators table, and I, who better for my combat edition. This is what I wanted to do for you and tell you publicly on live on YouTube that I love you and I'm proud of you, man. And don't stop what you're doing. Continue. You're not alone. You know, I'm still one phone call away. And thank you for everything. Right now, I want you to leave the world with a quote that's been burning in your soul and then leave them with your social media.
Right, brother. So, uh, love you, man. Thank you. Being in the film industry now and pursuing I got the acting bug, so I'm going all in at it. Uh, One of my favorite monologues from Rocky, if I might share, brother. Will you give me the permission to share with your audience?
Let's do it. Come on.
All right, my man. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody, cowards do that. And that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always going to love you guys, no matter what. No matter what happens. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't going to have a life. That's Rocky Balboa, brother. Sly.
Fly.
So,
Sly Stone.
yeah, man. Facts on that, huh?
That was deep right there, man. And I appreciate you improving and doing that. And you know, if you guys didn't feel that, motivators, you gotta feel that right there. You gotta understand, man. You gotta, hey, listen, life is gonna life, but you gotta push through it. And this year is the year of the harvest, motivators. We planted our seed 4 or 5 years ago. We here now, 100 episodes, midnight. You know what I'm saying? Telling this man's story. These are real stories. People control all you want to. You ain't been through what we've been through. And I'm not saying everybody need to go through what we go through, but we did that so you don't have to go through that. That shit hurt, man. We lost a lot of good boys over there. A lot of good people that's not here. You know, we pay respect to them how we can. Sometimes we don't have best nights. Sometimes we have nightmares. A lot of times we don't want to be around nobody. We can only talk to each other, our secret society and how we feel because we know we're not going to get judged. So I want you guys to understand these are real stories from combat veterans that I respect, that I love, that I look up to, that are heroes that I serve with. So thank you, Sergeant First Class Correa. Thank you, Ranger Nico. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Nico, I appreciate you, man. Everything, every name that I know that I call you, you my brother, and I appreciate you, and I love you, and thank you for coming on the Motivators Table. Thank you, Los Angeles Tribune, for giving me the spotlight. I'm not going to let you guys down. Thank you, Riverside, for giving me the platform. Thank you to all my sponsors. Until then, season 4, I can't wait. Now we have season 5 loading. Season 5. Be on the lookout. March 2026. Boom. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, check it out. Motivators, I need you to tap in right now. My Motivators Circle, I am now joining the school app, SKOOL. I need you to join me there. October 15th, I'm launching my courses on my school app. Motivators, I need you to mount up. I need you to log in. If you believe in everything I've been doing, you've been following my journey, I need you to log in and get that school app on your computer, on your cell phones, and I need you to get on ASAP because I'm about to start teaching some courses. I'm about to show you how I got from that to this. I have a course right now called Get in Front of Your Ugly. That right there is going to be coming off the block hot. Get in front of your ugly. Tell your story. Follow me on my school app. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel too. YouTube, The Hood Motivator. JayR out.
God has you in this room for a specific reason and a specific time. And the reason why we're doing it is shifting. And we're catching the vision, right? Are we catching the vision? Now I'm about to activate your gift.